The Assyrian Empire, during his reign, was at its height. He was the most powerful person on the planet. He ruled from the shores of the eastern Mediterranean to the mountains of western Iran. But he was probably not meant to be king. He liked to portray himself as a fierce, valiant warrior hunting lions, a brave protector of his people. But unlike earlier kings, he never led his troops into battle. He commanded a terrifying war machine, but he let his generals do all the dirty work. Ashurbanipal preferred to stay in the safety of his palace, and for him, knowledge was also power. So he was very proud of his scholarship, and on these reliefs where you see him hunting lions, he's shown with a writing stylus tucked into his belt. He was educated and he was proud of it.
This here represents the library of Ashurbanipal. Ashurbanipal was a scholar. He knew how to read and write, and he's actually the only Assyrian king who represents himself with a stylus in his belt. The stylus is what is for us today the pen, basically, and it was used to write in cuneiform on clay tablets.
The library was a state tool, and so it wasn't a cozy library you can go into, not a reference library. It was essentially a way of managing the empire. So the majority of texts contained in this library were actually about predicting the future, what the future held. And so he'd be surrounded by his scholars who would help interpret heavenly and earthly signals and try and predict what the gods would want them to do. Should I go into battle? Should I invade this place? On what day should I do this?
كعزمة حمزة وأسامة وابن الوليد والصبر والعزم القوي وسيلة النصر الأكيد مشحونة بدم أمة الشعب الشريف واذكر لدرتنا الحبيب لمن يمضي شهيد.
We have colleagues working in the Mosul region, which is the most badly affected region, which has been destroyed extensively by ISIS, Daesh. And sites like Nineveh, the capital city of Ashurbanipal, we reckon about 60% of the excavated remains have been destroyed. In Nimrud, the other royal capital, it's as high as 80%.
في عقر ديارهم ولنكسر في هذه الأرض فكلما تمكنا من بقعة أرض أزلنا
سوى ما كان سفا أو زنادا ولا تسمع فتى وابن الناس وازدادوا فسادا زماني لا أرى فيه اجتهادا سوى ما
I think one of the important questions really is, what are we going to do now? We're training people to deal with the aftermath of that destruction, but is the outcome going to be restoration or simply rehabilitation? Are we training them to put the things back together at costs of billions and billions, Or should we say, well, actually, there's a lot more we could discover here? Should we put money into renewed excavations, finding more palaces, more temples, more information, more literary texts, which will tell the story even more comprehensively?